Philip Steele, welcome to Jerusalem Dateline. You've written a new book on Theodor Herzl, the father of modern Zionism, called On Theodor Herzl's Encounters with Zionist Thought and Efforts Prior to His Conversion in the Spring of 1895. Tell us what it's about.
I've been focusing in my research on 19th century Christian Zionism. And time after time, I came across examples of where Theodor Herzl must have been aware of, for instance, the famous Blackstone Memorial from the United States. In 1891, William Blackstone, who was an important evangelical Christian leader, petitioned the U.S. government to seek to hold an international conference at which Palestine would be given to the Jews. And this was a huge event in the press, in the U.S. above all, but also here in Europe. And yet, when anyone reads anything about Theodor Herzl, and that goes back to his own life, that goes back to every biography of the dozens that have been written about him since, it's always stressed that Herzl knew nothing of any Zionist effort, of any Zionist thought, of any Zionist leader before him.
Why do you think it's important for Christians or others to know about this now?
Well, I think much of the rich history of Jewish-Christian cooperation in the Zionist movement has been neglected. It used to be the dominant narrative, back in the times of Nahum Sokolow, who was an early Zionist historian. He published a magisterial work in 1919. He later became the president of the World Zionist Organization. But after the State of Israel was created, there was such, it seems to me, such animosity and worse toward Christians, after all, that Zionist history, as it developed in Israel, tended to ignore the Christian component and treat Zionist history as if it had happened only among the Jews and only via their agencies. That began to change only about 20 years ago, so that today many of the leading Zionist historians in the U.S. as well as in Israel have stressed the role of Christians once again.
Philip Steele, thank you so much for joining us on Jerusalem Dateline.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure.